All right, we've got the gold and silver expert in the house. Nick Fulton with USA Pawn. You can watch the show right now on YouTube. Search Out of Bounds Sports. Nick has on a very pretty blue golf shirt and probably a Rolex. Is that a Rolex? He joins us on the Out of Bounds show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone, brought to you by USAPawn.com. And then there's 6 locations in Mississippi, including Vicksburg and USA Pawn's mega store, I-55 South, McDowell Road. And again, the expert in buying and selling gold and silver, Nick Fulton with USA Pawn. We are the Out of Bounds show. Good morning. Welcome in. Glad to get Nick in the show because he's been traveling and we've been traveling. And I just got back from Dallas, Texas. Nick's son, Nicholas Fulton, and Harrison Putt hung out with me one night. We went to an unbelievable restaurant by the name of Town Hearth. And it's kind of where all the I'm sure there's a bunch of these type places, but it's old. It feels like Dallas, the show from the early 80s, but impeccable service and impeccable food. And so we had a great time. Nicholas and Harrison are in commercial real estate out there.
They're killing it.
Yeah, they are. They're going to do, they're doing well. They're going to do even, I mean, that place is, it's hard to wrap your brain around. It really is when you go out there and you start riding around.
Well, when you ride around, you see all the growth, which you don't see that here.
Yeah.
You know, it's a bunch of dead, empty properties all throughout Jackson. You know, I remember when I was a kid and we used to go there, and now you won't go there after dark.
Yeah.
But it's different in Jackson. I mean, in
Dallas
yeah.
metro area. Yeah. It's crazy. It's tough for me to wrap my brain around. Town Hearth was amazing. It's one of the best meals I've had ever. Nicholas and I let Harrison drive the train as far as ordering, but
he's an expert.
Yeah. Yeah.
And don't trust the skinny chefs.
No.
Never trust the skinny chef.
No. And I went to Nick and Sam's the night before. They recommended that. They didn't make it out that night. But, I went to Terry Black's, and I thought Terry Black's barbecue, and I thought it was going to be way too touristy to be good. But I knew you had gone. But Harrison and Nicholas said go. But Harrison was like, I pushed back on the group text. He went, just go. It was right by my hotel in downtown Dallas by SEC Media Days, so it didn't take but 3 or 4 minutes to get there.
What'd you get?
I got a beef rib. The thing
the Donna rib.
Yeah, I got a beef, and so I ordered 2, and the guy laughed. He looked at me. He went, "You're good with 1."
Yep.
And I said, "Okay." And he put it on my plate. I'm not kidding. I've got a picture of it, Nick. It was huge. It looked like a ribeye.
That's what I get every time.
And then they were kind enough because I got there late lunch. They threw some brisket on my plate.
Mm-hmm.
So I got the 2 things that everybody, and from what I hear, rave about. And I sat up at the bar and I had a beer, and I didn't think it'd be that good. It was excellent.
I've never had anything better. I mean, I've been, Kansas City on the way to Omaha, and it's supposed to be this famous gas station barbecue. And, of course there's places in Memphis, but, I've never experienced barbecue like that. I've also been to Pinkerton's in San Antonio, which is probably my number 2 on the list.
Okay.
But it's the same, you go up there with a tray.
Yeah.
And you just, then he brings it up and he's like, how much brisket you want? And you're like, I'll do a 1/4 pound. So he cuts off 1 slice and then he looks at you, You start doing the math in your head. It's like, okay, let's do 2 pounds. And then he cuts off another slice. And now you're at $40.
Yeah. I mean, I was so low. So that one huge, it looked like something Bam Bam would have had in the Flintstones.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
Yep.
But usually here we eat pork ribs.
Yeah.
I went with the beef rib.
You should have. You picked wisely.
Well, these 2 young guys who were very nice behind their counter, excellent customer service, walked me through it. And they were like, dude, do the beef rib. You haven't been here. So I knew you had been. Nicholas says you had to go every time you're leaving, I think, on Sunday or something.
Yeah, and then it's a miserable 6-hour drive on the way back.
Yeah, man. So I thought about that. I left there and walked around the Omni and SEC Media Days for about an hour. That worked out well,
Yeah,
but it was
that's
delicious. It was good. But let's see, what else did we do? Oh, I went to the Ritz-Carlton, and they've got their restaurant, but their bar is called the Rattlesnake Lounge, and I had the Rattlesnake Burger, and it was good. So Nick and Sam's for dinner, Town Hearth for dinner with Nicholas and Harrison, and then I was solo at Terry Black's Barbecue, but I'm glad I went.
Yeah. Yeah. Me too. Every time I go.
When are you going back out?
Next week.
Like a month? Oh, okay. Next week?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And I'm betting that we go to Terry Black's.
I'm betting that you do.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just one, or do they have like a bunch of them around the area?
No, they have multiple. Locations.
Okay. So you don't have to go downtown. Cool. All right. Well, do you want to go ahead and start the giveaway before we get into gold and silver?
Yeah.
Why don't you tell everybody?
Sure. Okay. So the last time we were going to come on the show was around the 4th, and we had some technical issues, so we didn't get to come on. But so I kept the coin anyway. But it's a killer. It's called a painted silver eagle. It's 1 ounce pure silver, and this one particular here is a 1999. And silver eagles are the most coveted of all the silver coins. It's the most popular. It brings the most premium of every coin. So I mean, it's just a beautiful, beautiful coin. The details on it, of course, it's red, white, and blue. Bright little sun down there in the corner. But yeah, I was like, hey, I hung on to it. I was like, the next time I come on the show, we'll give it away anyway. So let's do it.
So if I wanted to buy one of those, how much?
$42 right now.
Okay. So this is a silver eagle, and it's got the American flag on it.
Yeah.
Which is really awesome. We've got the Olympics going on.
Yeah,
so we want to give this away.
Yeah.
Jackson, should we make them go to our YouTube channel and comment? What? This is a silver eagle coin. Nick Fulton with USA Pawn, kind enough to bring it up. We're about to give it away. You're going to need to go to YouTube, search Out of Bounds Sports, and comment on this. Well, about what we're about to ask you. So what are we going to ask them? Your best Olympic memory. Nick Fulton and I were talking about this before during the break. For some people, it's going to be Al Michaels' call when we beat the Russians in hockey, which people forget we still had another match. Still unbelievable. Nick asked me, and I thought about Carl Lewis winning gold medals in the 80s and Mary Lou Retton. Nick, would you?
I think mine was Michael Johnson.
Yeah.
And his 200-meter runs, and just dominated the field. When he would make that turn and get upright, straight up and down, and you see his gold chain bouncing everywhere, and he just dominated everybody. He was just an amazing runner.
He was. All right, so best Olympic memory. On the YouTube channel, comment. Jackson, where do they go? It's a live stream, and they can.
If you go to YouTube, search Out of Bounds Sports, you will see us live, and you can go to it, and you can comment in the comment section. It's really simple, really easy.
All right, you got 20 minutes.
Plenty.
Cool. Best Olympic memory. We'll pick one randomly, and you win a silver eagle, silver coin.
Yeah.
Brought to you by USA Pawn.
I hadn't seen it in person, in my hand, better yet. But zooming in on that camera, it looked really nice.
Here, I thought.
Yeah, whoa. I was like, whoa, now, easy.
All right, tell me about what's going on in the silver and gold business.
Since the last time I was on, gold is up 17%, and silver is up 22%.
Okay.
It took a little hit the last week, but it's been fluctuating. We thought the world went in when gold hit 2,000, and here it is. It got up to almost 2,500 2 weeks ago. So substantial amounts of growth in the precious metals market. We got a lot of people selling. We got a lot of people buying. I mean, the volume. They did pass the law last year in July that made gold and silver tax free.
Yeah.
So that's a savings of 7% to the people in Mississippi. So, but
that's cool.
We went from, buying a couple of, coins here and there to buying $15,000, $20,000 at a time.
Wow. Do you see that continuing?
Oh, yes. Yeah. I mean, people talk about digital currency, which is
sure.
Some people are killing it. People talk about real estate. but nobody talks about cash. I mean, cash is king, but it's going down in value every day. So a lot of people are using the precious metals market to hedge their investments. It's just another egg.
Yeah. So have you ever, how long you been in the USA Pawn business?
Since 1991.
All right. Is this the most transactions that, as far as people buying or selling, that you've ever experienced since you've been in?
Now, in 2008, not necessarily for the bullion, but for the scrap, the broken, unwanted gold. 2008, we saw that huge surge jump up.
Okay.
And, at the time, I also had a couple of cash for gold stores.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when it was, I think it was the most craziest I've ever seen. The soccer moms that wouldn't come into a pawn shop were flooding into the gold store and selling.
Wow.
I
hadn't thought about
sterling
that.
silver flatware. They're selling but the pawn shops actually paid more than what we were paying in the gold store.
Really?
Yeah. There's the stigma, the pawn shops, they have a stigma. People don't understand our business. And so they're like, oh, I'll never go into a pawn shop. Well, 30% of the population does.
Okay, so talk about that. We did that early on when you were with us. Tell more, people think about a pawn shop and they think about a crappy pawn shop with a guy behind the counter smoking a Marlboro Red, who looks like he could die. But that's not what you see when you walk in your mega store, USA Pawn mega store, or Vicksburg or whatever. So share with our listeners, because we haven't done this in forever. I think we've kind of taken it for granted, what your model is compared to maybe some of the others in the industry.
Strive for perfection. Treat your customers with respect. You're talking about people that might be down on their luck. They need rent money. Mm-hmm. I got a quote from Senator Chad McMahon, who's a good friend of mine up in Guntown, Mississippi, and
love that name.
I know.
Yeah, he talked about how awesome pawn shops are. That his dad actually had owned his own business and would use pawn shops to make payroll, and so he's like a big fan. And he also is one of those that are a legislator that affects our business.
Right.
And so it's good to have somebody that understands the industry, understands the stores, but
but like y'all have iPads.
Yeah, we have.
You have,
when you walk into the mega store, it's an aha moment.
right.
You might see a $10,000 Rolex in the case. We've got a wall full of sports memorabilia, $500 Nike Airs,
Louis Vuitton.
Yeah. A wall full of TVs, a $10,000 diamond ring. So you just never know what you're going to see. And what people don't think about pawn shops, they'll flood into Repeat Street. They're buying other people's stuff, right?
Right.
Pawn shops is probably the greenest business in any industry in the world because 99% of what we sell is used.
Yeah, buddy.
We're recycling. We're keeping TVs out of the dumpster.
Yep.
Right? You take stuff to Goodwill, it doesn't sell, they're going to put it in the dumpster.
Right.
We don't do that. We're going to sell it for parts.
That's a good point.
We're going to reuse it. We're going to recycle it. For diamonds example. So we recycle diamonds. We sell them to wholesalers who then sell them to manufacturers who then sell them to Tiffany and Company. People don't know that, but it's true. They think they're getting this unique item, that this item was dug up out of the ground for me. Well, if it was, it takes a million tons of dirt and earth to get out 1 carat of diamonds. So when you think pawn shops, think green. Think how awesome pawn shops are for the environment.
Right.
Yeah.
And for their markets that they're in.
Yes.
Okay. So what's the hottest retail item right now? We'll get back into gold and silver in just a second. What are some of the hottest retail items right now at the mega store?
So it's different in every location, but I tell you what, sports memorabilia is hot right now.
Okay.
Cards.
Yeah,
Cards.
Yes.
We have tons of business of baseball, football, basketball. My team down there's about 3 or 4 of them on the team. Chris Baker, Chris.
Yeah.
He loves that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so he understands it.
The game, right.
Pokemon cards.
No way.
I threw away thousands of my kids' Pokemon cards when I cleaned out their rooms.
Oh.
But yeah, it's that's a really really hot market. Always electronics.
Sure.
Whether
it's laptops or smart TVs or everything in between. Yeah. All right. Nick Fulton, USA Pawn. He joins us on the Out of Bounds show, ESPN 1059 The Zone. All right. We're giving away a Silver Eagle coin with a United States of America flag. It's very, very nice. Go to YouTube, search Out of Bounds Sports, and tell us your favorite Olympic memory, and we'll pick one of them, and you'll win it. So that's how you enter. Go to YouTube, search Out of Bounds Sports. You can comment on there. You can just say, hey, and Michael Phelps or Carl Lewis or Nick Fulton mentioned Michael Johnson. What about the U.S. women's rugby player yesterday? Did you see
broke
that?
Loose, man.
Bro, did you see that?
Was it Swift? Is that her name?
You said it earlier. Yeah, Cedric.
She just bull rushed that chick and
that was
just
so
slung
cool.
her off, and then it was a sprint,
and she
was gone.
Gone. That was the first time that we had ever medaled in U.S. women's rugby,
men's or women's.
Oh, men's or women's. Yeah. That is so cool. They had us beat and thought it was done. And
hey, but look, did you see that other girl from the other team catching up?
Yeah, she was
another 10 yards. I think she'd have caught her.
She would have had her.
She
easily.
She had wheels.
She turned the gas on. Yeah, that girl was flying. Yeah, that was impressive.
When our ladies kicked I call it the extra point.
Yes, yeah.
At first, I was worried. I was like, where are they going to kick it from?
Yeah.
Sometimes don't they kick it from the side?
It's for extra points. You move back. So she just went for the
because all you needed was 1 point to win it. It was 12-12.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good deal.
You saw them on the sideline, going shh, because they knew it wasn't over yet. They knew they still had to do the kick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
They didn't want to jinx it, like the Great Britain team, gymnastic team did yesterday.
What did they? I didn't see that.
They finished their final vault and they scored real high. They thought they were about to win it, but they all of a sudden, they're jumping around, high-fiving and hugging and all excited, and they'd realize that the U.S. still has one more score to post.
Oh,
and then all of a sudden it just
boop.
You hear them talking about the U.S. team, and then the cheers, and then the Britain team they dropped their heads. They knew. They celebrated a little early.
Did we win?
Can't do that.
We won gold.
Can't
the women's.
Yes.
Yeah, the women's team.
That's so awesome.
Biles. I've never seen anything like her.
Yeah. Really?
Simone Biles, the greatest gymnast that ever lived.
That's
Wendy was talking about her last night. I eventually made my way out to the man cave to watch TV. But this was after the rugby. We watched the volleyball.
Like a woman possessed.
Okay.
There's so much strength in her legs, the way when she comes off the the springs and things like that, and the floor. She's played injured too. She's had a strained calf, I believe.
Good grief. If you want to win a Silver Eagle silver coin, here's how you enter. Go to our YouTube page, search Out of Bounds Sports, and comment your favorite Olympic memory.
There you go.
Your favorite Olympic memory. Was it the 84 Olympics that was in the United States?
It was Atlanta.
Well, Atlanta was 96.
That's right.
We had the bombing, all that stuff. In fact, Brad Edwards with ESPN was working for the Olympics. He would go straight from there to ESPN for a 25-year career there.
84 was in L.A.
L.A. And then you remember, Nick, when Brandy, whatever her name is, ripped off her jersey when the women's
Chastain
soccer team won it?
Or Mia Hamm.
Yes.
Wonderful. That
wasn't that 99?
That was right
2000?
around there. Yeah.
Okay.
That was incredible.
Yeah. Do you remember that?
I don't know,
she
man.
slid on her knees.
It was like 24 years ago.
What?
She did the slide on her knees after they hit the penalty.
That's what it was.
She ripped it. Yeah, it was incredible.
I think that was like 8 years ago.
And Mia Hamm eventually married Nomar Garciaparra from the Red Sox and the Dodgers.
Such a serviceable Reds.
They're going to create athletes.
It's okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, they
Are you kidding me?
They already have, yeah, it's incredible. Yeah.
Good grief.
Decent lineage there.
Nomar Garciaparra and Mia Hamm married.
Yeah.
It's like Andre Agassi and Steffi Graf. They live in Vegas. You were just out there, weren't you?
Dude, yes.
Where'd you eat fun?
Oh, wow. So the first night we got in, didn't have much time. We went to Joe's Crabs and Steaks at
Caesars. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the stone crab, you would think we would be able to get it all over Mississippi because it comes from the Gulf. I've never found it in Mississippi.
Okay.
So that was something good. Everything else was just me.
Yeah.
Next night, Prime Steakhouse in Bellagio, where you can watch the fountain.
Bellagio. And
gosh, that was so expensive.
I can't imagine.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, though, I got a friend that's in Las Vegas, and he's got a pawn shop called Max Pawn. He's probably got, in his one location, he's probably got $2 million in luxury handbags. He's like the number one guy in the country. I saw him sell a Hermes bag for $100,000. I mean, that's his area.
That's awesome.
That's his area. And the dude used to sell Beanie Babies. That's how far he's come. He understands trends.
That's crazy.
He's
trended upward.
Yeah.
But I asked him, I said, we were sitting there doing a training session. There were 4 guys up there. They called us the Legends Unleashed. And we're doing a seminar and talking to all these other pawnbrokers about how to improve their business and things like that. And my wife texted me and she goes, yeah, here's the menu of the Asian place we're eating at tonight. I don't know if you're going to like it. And I looked at it. I was like, no, I don't like it. So I whispered in my buddy's ear. I was like, hey, man, where's the best Asian restaurant in town? He wrote down China Club. And it's spelled Chyna Club. And it's in the new Fontainebleau Hotel.
Yeah, they're raving about that.
I've never had anything as good as this. He said, get the Peking duck. They brought this duck out and showed it to us, and it was just like glistening. Nice, crisp bark on it. And then they took it away from us. They cut it all up and brought it to us. Oh, my
Fabulous.
gosh. Best meal we've had. Everybody talked about it a couple of days later, how great it was.
Wow.
And the ambience, of course, the hotel's new. That helps.
Yeah, I mean, they're raving about it. I mean, obviously the wind has been hot.
Yep.
But no doubt, you see the reviews, and they're unbelievable. That's great, man.
So we're not going to mention Usain Bolt or Michael Phelps here.
I said Phelps.
Okay, all right. Phelps is there, right?
No, yeah, when Nick and I were talking, we mentioned Phelps. I mean, he's going to, I would think. All right, so if you want to win a Silver Eagle, we got 2 minutes left.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you can do it for the next few minutes, okay? We'll let this go for a while. You may be driving. I don't want you to go to YouTube.
We got a heater entering already. Oh,
do we?
Heater.
All right, we're giving away a Silver Eagle. You got to enter on YouTube. Go to Out of Bounds Sports, favorite Olympic memory. Nick Fulton, I got 20 seconds. You want to say anything about people coming to see you on gold and silver?
So we've got a little saying right now, and it's called Go for the Gold. And Paris is not the only place that you can go for the gold. USA Pawn, we have a ton in stock. And if we don't have it, you want to buy 100,000, we don't have it in stock, we'll order it and have it here in a couple of days.
Okay. I like that. Go for the gold, powered by USA Pawn. They are the leaders in buying and selling gold and silver. Nick Fulton with USA Pawn. Don't forget to enter, and you could win a Silver Eagle coin. Go to YouTube, search Out of Bounds Sports, give us your favorite Olympic memory, and we'll pick one in the next few minutes. See ya.